And welcome into another episode of Tiger Territory, part of the Foul Territory Network, Detroit Tigers podcast. I'm Kieran Steckley. We got Cody Stavenhagen. We got Austin Jackson. And we are joined, special guest, Parker Meadows, the baby giraffe himself. Parker, how's it going? Thanks, we're doing this late January. Thanks for taking some time as what I imagine is kind of like the home stretch here before the season starts. How you doing? How you been?
I'm doing good. I like that baby giraffe nickname you gave me. That's actually I play Call of Duty a lot. That's my username on Call of Duty. So I like to hear
Search. No, I'm just playing. I just
No, I'm good though. I'm it's getting down to crunch time. I'm getting ready to go to Lakeland, so feeling good. Can't complain.
All right, you got me. You got me wondering who's the first person who ever called you baby giraffe.
I had my best friend. I think it was my freshman year of high school. My best friend. I think he saw me. He was a PO. He saw me track down a ball, and he was like, "Dude, you kind of look like a baby giraffe out there. Like limbs are just. You look so weird out there running around. Like you don't know how to run." But yeah, he gave me that, and it just stuck.
How tall were you then?
Ninth grade, I was probably close to 6 foot. I was skinny though. I tried to eat so much, I just couldn't gain any weight. It was a struggle to gain weight, and then finally, it didn't take till like probably after my first year of pro ball when I started to fill out a little bit. So it was so frustrating always being the skinny guy.
Did you hit a little growth spurt? Because how tall are you? How tall are you now?
I'm 6'5". 6'5".
Man, jeez.
I hit a little one. It was kind of gradual. It wasn't like an overnight thing like you get these basketball players getting, but it was I was always the tallest dude like in my class or whatever. But it was a gradual growth spurt.
Did you hoop though, or what other sports did you play?
Yeah, I hooped a little bit. I played I played rec basketball because I didn't want to take it too serious. Because it kind of ran into the baseball season a little bit. So I played rec with all my buddies, and we actually got technical fouls for dunking in there. So I think I led the league in technical fouls because we played at like a middle school gym. But no, those are the glory days, man. I miss the hooping days.
That's where that athleticism comes from, though, bro. Like, cause you out there athletic now. That's why I'm trying to figure out where this athleticism coming from. Like, this dude must have hooped. I'd have been throwing you oops all day, bro. we would have been killing it.
Yeah,
I needed somebody else that could jump.
I played a little football too. My dad he liked to keep me involved in all the sports. But I think that definitely helped with athleticism for sure.
Oh, so that actually brings me to a good point because I played all sports when I was younger too, and so I'm always having this debate with like other players and coaches and parents, about letting their child play multi-sports. So I know I did that, and I felt like it helped with my athletic development. Is that something that you kind of felt, kind of helped you, with your athletic development coming up?
Yeah, I think so. I think it kind of hits all attributes. Like, with football, you kind of get the hardcore intensity. You don't really get that with baseball all the time. Basketball is like stamina, some IQ in there. So you kind of hit everything that you need, right? So my dad was big on that, and I think it helps. But everybody's different. You got people like Bryce Harper, who I guess only played baseball, and that obviously worked out for him. So I think everybody's a little different, for sure.
Well, if people were wanting to know if Parker Meadows and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had anything in common, getting fouls for dunks back in their youth, now we've got that established here.
Yeah, you can compare us, I guess. Yeah.
Oh man. Hey, so I wanted. Oh, my bad. No, I wanted to ask you though, because center fielder to center fielder, man. I think that. I love talking to other center fielders, just kind of, picking their brain, getting that mindset of what, my guys are thinking out there in center field. So, we talked about you, according to MLB, playing deeper, like your depth of play. It's like the second highest in center fielders. Do you feel more comfortable playing deep?
Yeah, I do. I feel like I'm good at coming in on balls. My jumps are usually a little better coming in on balls. So that's just, I don't know. It's just something I've always been better at. And obviously balls over the head. I feel like I'm still good at, but for some reason I just get those jumps. I guess sometimes when that ball has the arc on it, it's tough to read whether it's in or back. Because the guy can get jammed or whatever. But those line drives usually they'll fall in front of you and they're easier for me to read off the bat.
Yeah, bro. You said it too, because like I feel like when I played one, it was 420, but like all major league ballpark, bro. Everybody's like, oh, then Detroit was so big. I'm like, all of these parks are big while y'all playing. Like everything is huge out
Detroit's
here.
different, man.
It is different though. It is different. But I always felt like, I would, I was better coming in on the ball, and like just if a ball's hit over your head, it's just react. You're just reacting and running back and just being an athlete at that point. But the ball's coming in. I always felt like I would rather just give up, a bloop single as opposed to me at least being able to cut down 100%. A ball in the gap.
You said it, man, 100%. Yeah, I completely agree with that. A single is a lot better than a triple or a double in the gap. But for me, what I've worked on, like going back on balls, is kind of taking my eye off of it and put seeing the ball, put my head down and try to beat it to the spot. And I feel like I've gotten a lot better at that. And obviously that comes with repetitions and stuff. But George Lombard, our bench coach and outfield coach, he's helped me a massive amount on all aspects of playing the outfield. So credit to him.
For either of you guys, was there, like, you hear about how big Comerica is and you're getting asked about it from the day you're drafted, but was there ever a moment where you're before a game, in a game, and you're thinking like, oh, wow, no, it's a really long way back there?
I think for me as a hitter, like you hit the ball to right center, it's like you're automatically thinking triple, at least for me. I mean, I know for you, definitely you were thinking home run probably, but yeah, I mean, I was just off the bat. It's so deep. Like even the gaps are like 410 feet, which is crazy. I don't really think you get that anywhere else where both gaps are that deep, especially when it was 420 out there. I know they brought it in. I asked them to bring it in and they did that for me. So, but yeah, it's big, man.
Well, how much of a difference was that? Like, I don't know how much like that really, once it was brought in, like it wasn't really talked about as much, but as a guy who played in both and Austin, you can relay this too, having just done the 420 aspect of it. Like, how much different what was that 10 feet? Like, how big of a difference is 10 feet really? I guess is kind of a way I would phrase it.
You taking that one or me?
Well, go ahead. I'll chime in after you.
I think it's a big difference, at least as a defender. I think, yeah, it's 10 feet's a lot, and I don't know, A-Jax, if you want to harp on that, but yeah, I think it's a good amount of feet. 10 feet, that's pretty far, right?
I mean, I agree with you 100%. It's like knowing you have that extra space back there, and knowing that like you got to feel for balls that have the potential to go out. Because you've been doing all these reps and BP, you've seen all the different flights, how far balls are hit, and when I need to check for that wall, and when I just feel comfortable that I can keep running, knowing that this ball isn't getting out. So that extra 10 feet, I mean, it makes a big difference. It made a big difference for me because I had no fear of that wall coming up. When a ball was hit well, and I've seen that ball so many times in BP. The balls that are where you're about to have to feel for the wall, but for the majority, like those balls hitting the gap, it's like I just feel like I keep running at full speed with no fear of right. Oh, this wall is coming up.
Yeah, 100%. You said it, man. And like BP has been huge for me too. Like just knowing where that wall is, I can honestly count, not that I count my steps, but it's just like a feel thing. When you hit the warning track, you know how many steps you have, more steps you have to get to that wall, and just getting to all these new stadiums is tough. But you gotta take BP serious and track down those balls in the gap, man.
Parker, you obviously made so many highlight catches last season. I was trying to pull highlights for this show, and it was kind of hard. Like I couldn't choose which ones, you know. But you had a high bar to live up to. Do you know Austin? I don't know how much you care about defensive metrics, but Austin was worth 26 defensive runs saved in 2011. That's the most in Tigers history by anyone in any position. And he didn't win a Gold Glove.
Robbed. That's crazy. 26 is a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. For the viewers, Parker was, I believe, 5 last year in a little over 500 innings.
One more to go, man.
Now you gonna get there. You gonna get there, bro. Like I don't give out compliments just to give them out, just because you on the show, bro. You can go get it now. I watched you, brother. I don't see there's no where there's any reason why you can't win a Gold Glove, 2 or 3, or at least at the very least, bro. At the very least, I mean, top 3 every year that you play, because you got that type of ability, right? Like you just have a presence out there in the outfield, man. The way you just glide around the outfield, man, it's special to watch, especially at your height, your size, man, and the way you move. It's impressive to watch. But I wanted to kind of switch gears a little bit, talk about your offense, because I know you had got sent down, I believe, right? And then you came up and got hurt, and then had to go back down. And I feel like sometimes it's a injury can kind of be a blessing in disguise, because you get a chance to, one, go, physically work on your body and, get the, correct those imbalances in your body, but also just for a mental break to just kind of reset and, go work on some things. But when you went down, I think you came back up the final stretch of the season, I guess the last 2 months, and you hit 296, 340 on base, 500 slugging. Bro, that ain't like 2 weeks, 3
Austin
weeks.
Jackson numbers right
Nah,
there.
brother, that's putting in some work, bro. So I'm wondering, like it fueled you. I mean, when the proof is in the pudding right here. The numbers is what matters. So it's like that fueled you, or that gave you like that little chip on your shoulder, like, nah, bro, I'm not staying down here. I don't belong here. So I'm curious to know, like, what mechanical or mental changes, or both, did you make in your time in Toledo?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, like when I debuted in 23, I had a short stint there. I kind of like told myself that I did belong. I was able to compete a little bit, get my feet wet, and then coming into the season, I had high expectations for myself, and started really slow. But for me, having an older brother come up and watching him play and go through struggles, it's a roller coaster. And for me, I feel like I had that advantage as far as the mental aspect of knowing that. And you're going to have your highs and lows. And it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So, when I got sent down, obviously I was very frustrated. But I was able to keep that positive mindset and just put my head down and keep working. And that's what baseball is. It's a game of adjustments, and the consistency part is the hardest part. So just trying to get that consistency and find a groove. And I was able to do that in AAA, and credit to, Scott Harris and AJ and all those guys for allowing me to do that. That it's not that they lost faith in me or trust. They sent me down knowing that I would be back, and just kind of take a deep breath and relax a little bit when I'm down there. And I was able to do that, catch a groove, have a good time. The group down there was incredible, man. It was fun. The staff, they made it fun, and it allowed me to just be myself, and play my game. And then having a good stint in AAA, finding my groove, and then come back up and then getting hurt. That was the most frustrating part, because I'm like, dang, like I'm in such a groove.
Yep.
And now this happens. But back to just the mental mindset. It's like, a small setback for a major comeback. So I just thought, like, again, put my head down. Rehab was tough. Going through those long days of rehab sucks, but our PT Duncan helped out a lot, and just going through every day, man. Like just every day is a new day, and just having fun with it. I have fun with the failure. I have fun with the positive side of things. So like I said, man, just having a brother and watch him go through the ups and downs has helped me a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, I can say watching you guys, once you did come back, that obviously correlated a lot with the playoff run, right? And it was a lot of fun to watch, and it seemed like you guys were having a lot of fun on the field. So I'm kind of curious, like, what was it like going through that stretch where you're trying to prove like that you belong in the eyes of others, even though you have your confidence, but also it's not like you're playing low stakes games. Like these games, like all mattered. You know what I mean? So it's not like it's like, whatever. It's a random September game. Ain't nobody's gonna remember it. Like that stretch, everything was crucial, and you're having to develop on the fly. Like I said, well, basically in a pennant race for the last like 2 months. I'm kind of curious what that was like to kind of go through both of those things at the same time.
Yeah, I mean that's a good question. For me, like I said, the core of the team was so young. So it was honestly like we were just out there just having fun, man. Like really, we didn't really think about anything outside of, the fit, like the outside noise. We didn't really think about that stuff. We were going in. A lot of those guys that came up were from Toledo, so we had already had, that fun stint there, and then, coming up and reuniting again, kind of I think helped the chemistry on the team, and we were winning these games, and we were just like, we didn't even know how or what we were doing. Like we were just having fun, honestly. We would come in every day in the clubhouse and just talk about whatever. Like the focus wasn't, oh, let's win the division. The focus was let's just win today and see where that takes us. So, and credit to AJ. I mean, AJ was the same manager, same guy every single day. Even in the playoffs, man, he, the same speeches, same preparation, all that stuff. So shout out to AJ and everybody, the young core and the vets, man. It was fun.
Okay, let's play your catch in Seattle because that was right before you guys got going. It was a huge moment, but at the time, I don't think any of us knew how big, it would be in the grand scheme of the season, where it turns out every single game mattered. So let's see the play again. And Parker, Austin, I want to know what you think about it.
High fly ball, deep center field. Meadows is there. Parker Meadows thieves a home run from Raleigh.
Foley's face never gets old there, by the way.
Man, hey, Austin, that's what we're talking about, those alley-oops, man. Timing up the alley-oop earlier.
So I love, man, first of all, I love that because one, I love how you the emotion after though. Like that's one thing I wish that I would have showed more. Like
I don't do that a lot, man.
Yes, but hey, you know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta let it eat a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
you can't control it.
Yeah, I just come out. See me, I would try to hold it in it. Nah, let it go, bro. Like let it rip. You know what I mean? But I like that though. But it's super cool to watch that because, like, that's a ball off the bat. I know you like this is probably like I got to get back here. I played in Seattle. I know that. Feel very well. Love playing there. But there was some balls hit sometimes like over my head where they were just automatically gone. So the fact that you stayed with it, got back there, got up too. Like my man was, hey, you elbows over the rim on that now. Like that's just impressive, man. Well, I'm just saying that's the athleticism though that I feel like that center fielders have to have. Like obviously we're all athletes out there, but the athleticism you have to go to time a ball that's hit out and to get over the fence and catch it, no matter how high. It could be higher. You might have to put your cleat in the fence to get a little extra boost. You didn't need none of that. It's like you just reacted, man, and that's impressive, man. Super cool to watch.
Yeah, man. Especially the situation of the game too. I knew I had to just try to make a play on it. And it was hit so high, and I was able to, like I was talking about earlier, put my head down and kind of see where the wall was and just time it up. But yeah, man, that was a cool moment for sure.
Is that the best feeling in the outfield? Sorry, Cody. Is that the best feeling in the outfield to rob a home run? Is there anything that compares?
Nah, I think that's you can't beat that.
All right. Speaking of athleticism, I found this one last night. This is A-Jax 2013 in Toronto.
Aaron Sebia batting just .219, has power though. And he skies this one in the air to left center field. Jackson going back, track, wall, leaps, and he made the catch. Look out, boy. Oh, Austin Jackson.
Yeah, you got up. That wall is that's a high wall.
But you see, there was no, showmanship after that. It was like, yep, just business as usual. Like, hey, man, charge it,
like
bro.
that,
Let it go.
Silent
Like,
killer,
it's
like
fine. I do this all the time. No, man, hey, you got to throw it in do something. You know what I mean?
Parker's saying he doesn't show emotion, but I don't know if that's true. His first series of the year.
Maldonado, back-to-back years of 15 home runs, ships it out to center field, and Meadows sent.
Just a little subdued, but a little pumped there.
Yeah, a little flex on him.
Yeah, like man, I need to get if I'm gonna show emotion, I need to get better at showing
it. Hey, you straight, you good, brother. You good. I like it. I like, I think it's just something that I just never really felt comfortable doing because I was like, okay, I still got to go out here and play. And if I start showing all this crazy emotion and then I drop one or, I have to come up. So I was like, just say, there's a catch, give it, let's run in, let's hit, get off of me, move around, let's go. Like, don't show too much emotion, just go.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's super cool, man. I do have I read in an article about AJ. He was speaking very highly of you, man, and he was saying that you were just he's just scratching the surface. Like that sticks with me because I think you in 2 seasons, I think you played maybe 119 games, so not like a large sample size, right? But I think there's enough there to show that like you have ability. You are a big league player, man. Like you have that ability to get there and stay and be, really the future for the Detroit Tigers. Where do you think that, what do you bring to the table, man, for the Tigers? Like I feel like I see your value, but what's the value that you think that you bring?
Man, I want to do everything I can to help the team win, man, whether it's scoring runs, making good plays in the outfield, stealing bases, all the above, man. I want to help the team in all aspects. And that's something I'm working on every single day. And I'm so excited for this year and what we're going to do. Cause like you said, man, last year as a team, we kind of set that floor, I think, for the fans and now sky's the limit for us. So, like I said, I'm ready to get that out there and go to war for the boys.
Yeah, you're a game changer, man. That's what that's the beauty of being a game changer. Like when we're not hitting, then nobody's hitting. That's like some of the best advice I ever got. I think Torrey Hunter told me that one day. He was like, "Hey, if I'm not hitting, nobody's hitting." I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Mm-hmm.
He was like, if I'm not hitting that day and they hit a ball to me, it's an out. I was like, bet. I like that. That was like the mentality every time was like, if I'm not hitting today, then there's gonna be no hits. Not if you hit it to center, it's out. And so like that is like what you're capable of doing, not only like with your bat, with your glove, but with your legs as well, man. Like what you're able to do on the base pass, I think that really takes the team to another level because not only do you have power, not only can you, hit for average contact, not only can you go get it in the outfield, but once you get on them bases, man, that's what changes the game right there. I think your IQ on the bases, your ability to take that extra base and just being aggressive, man. And you got them strides, bro. Like, first to third is that's just an easy day at the park. Like they got to pay attention to you when you're on the bases. And that's the beauty of being a game changer, man. Like, you can change the game in so many different ways. And I mean, honestly speaking, that's what this team needs, especially a young core group that really has y'all showed yourself last year. I mean, like you said, in the clubhouse, it wasn't even about, hey, let's go win the division. It was just like day to day, let's go out here, have fun, bro. Like, let's enjoy, our time together, because you're around those guys more basically than you're around your family. You know what I mean? So those are your boys, man, those guys in that clubhouse. So y'all, I mean, I see y'all having that mindset, like, hey, let's take it a step further. Like, I don't even know if we knew we could do what we just did. Why not? Let's take it a step further.
Right. Yeah. And funny story about the being aggressive on the base pass. We were in Seattle, and I think we were like dead last in going first to third when a ball was hit to the outfield. And so we had a team meeting led by Joey Cora, and basically he was just MFing us, like the whole meeting, like, we're the worst team in baseball. This is terrible. We got to do better, whatever. So we had that meeting, and ever since then, I think we led all of baseball in first to third. Like, we were just so aggressive, and that just goes, like, that's a big part of why we were winning games and scoring runs. Like, just being aggressive, putting that pressure on the outfield. And as an outfielder, if you got a fast runner on first, there's a little bit of pressure on, like, to field it cleanly and get the ball in. So when the whole team is doing that, as an outfielder, you can't help but to not think about, oh, this guy's about to go first or third on me. Let me rush through this or whatever. So that was a big reason on a lot of our success.
As a base runner, Parker, how much does it play into your confidence, the team, that, like, Joey himself is an aggressive sender? Like, that was a talking point at various times throughout last season. My mindset is aggression feeds aggression. I'd rather be aggressive than passive. But some people don't necessarily feel that way. But your teammates, especially guys that like to get after it on the base pass, like, what does that do for you, knowing that, like, if it's close, he's going to send me, and I got to be on my horse?
It helps a lot, man. There's no hesitation when you're rounding third. I know sometimes, like, you kind of have to wait to see, like, what he's going to do. Is he going to hold me? Is he going to send me? Nah, he's sending you. So the aggression, like, it just adds a whole new aspect to your team of, like, it really is hard from the outfield to make an accurate throw to home plate. So, and I know Joey realizes that, and just being able to do that, man, is fun. And if he makes a good throw at home or wherever it is, you got to tip the cap and move on. That's not going to stop us from doing it. So, yeah, man, Joey's aggressive over there for sure.
I think there's a lot of truth to everything Austin said about what you bring to the table, Parker. The number still kind of amazes me. Tigers were 54-28 in games you played last season. 54-28. That's pretty crazy. And you were really productive in those wins, 837 OPS. So next time AJ tries to give you a day off, I would just maybe, like, slip him a little reminder of those numbers.
No, I trust whatever AJ does, man. I trust it. He can do whatever, man. It's going to be good for the team.
The mastermind. He's a mastermind behind the chaos, man. Y'all, I like what you said, though, about, him Cora having that meeting. And because sometimes I feel like you need to, for lack of better words, have, like, permission to fail. Like, let us be aggressive. And I think that he saw that and was like, you guys are trying to be too cautious. You know what I mean? Like, let's put like you've been saying it this whole time. It is hard when you have a team full of guys that all buy into the same, type of play. You know what I'm saying? Like, when guys are aggressive, when guys all are going up there with the game plan, when on defense, everybody's locked down. Like, when you're allowed to go out there and just play, like, oh man, I got to get a hit. No, you just go up there and do the things that you've been working on, and the person that you've always been on the base pass, having that freedom to take that extra bag, knowing that, hey, he has to come up, field it cleanly, make a good throw. If he gets me, it's fine. But with the speed that you guys have, that's something that, I mean, that's part of y'all's team game. And that's going to be something that I feel like that's going to really take y'all to the next level if y'all continue to keep doing that. It's going to be exciting to watch, man, where this team goes, man. So I want to know, what is that locker room like? What type of dude is Parker Meadows in the locker room? I was a straight clown, bro. So what's Parker Meadows like in the clubhouse?
I'm a little bit of a clown too. I don't like to take everything too serious. But I'm usually the quiet guy that kind of observes the room and sees what the vibes are like. And once I recognize the vibes, I'll kind of fall into place with that. So I'm pretty aware on what's going on. But I'm pretty good at ping pong. We play ping pong a lot. I'm up there on the leaderboard for ping pong. Others will probably disagree, but yeah, man, I don't know. I like to have fun. I like to try to keep everybody loose and just have a good time.
Who's the serious guy in there? Who's taking it a little too serious in there at times? You ain't throwing them under the bus. You just
I have a funny story.
All right.
Shout out to Alex Faedo. So when he was starting in Toledo, Fade is like the most outgoing person ever, and he's just so goofy, talkative all the time. And one day he was starting in Toledo, and he kind of has his headphones in, sitting at a table, and I kind of like tap him, like, "Bro, are you good? Like, what's wrong?" And he like looks at me, and he's like, he just puts his headphone back on, and I forget who it was. Somebody tapped me. He's like, "Oh, he's starting today." I'm like, what? What is it? That doesn't mean it. So like, it was just funny because these pitchers, man, on start day, they're locked in, man. It's like they're complete, especially Faedo. He's a completely different person, which I get it. It's a tough task. I get it. So no, that was just funny. Shout out to Faedo though.
I would not have guessed Faedo ever being serious. I like that though.
I know. That's when I saw it for the first time. I was like, "What, is he all right? Like, what's going on?"
I mean, Austin had us in shambles a couple weeks ago talking about Verlander on his start days. So,
oh geez, man,
I get it, brother. I listen.
I
know
get it,
where
yeah.
you at. I get it. Like you said, I get it. Hey, you're one time, but hey, look, I'm out here in center field catching these balls, so you better say hi or give me a little handshake or something. Like, just real quick, let me know we on the same page. But I get it, man. That's funny.
It's good times, man.
Well, why don't we kind of wrap up here a little bit with something non-baseball related, but I think Austin can shed some veteran advice on Parker here. Parker recently married. Congratulations to you and your family.
Congrats.
Austin has got a couple kids. Like, he's married too. Austin, can you give some advice to Parker on being a husband and a ball player? I think we should end by helping Parker out here.
Well, Park, what I'm gonna tell you, my man, is just be available. Be available. Be a good listener. And I think that'll go a long ways. It's a learning curve, right? I mean, you're married. It's a different ball game. But at the same time, you with somebody you love and that you cherish, and you're gonna go through and make all these special memories, and somebody that is gonna be there for you when you're going through those tough times, man. Like, I brought the game home a lot, and it takes a special person to sit there,
that's right,
and listen to somebody talk about going 0 for 4 with 4 punchies. Like, nobody wants to hear that. Like, are you hungry or what? Or let's go watch a show, because nobody got time for you to talk about every single at bat. So you got that person, man. Lean on that person. Y'all lean on each other, man. Y'all enjoy each other, man. Try not to argue. It happens in couples. I'm not a marital expert. I'm still learning myself, brother. So, but that's awesome. You got somebody there with you, man. So you're not alone. I hated being alone, so it was always cool to have, my wife there, and now we got 2 beautiful kids, man. But hey, focus on the game now too. Now, like, don't bring home to the field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
In the
got that,
car, you stand, you might listen to some crazy just to get it out, and then hey, once you get out the car,
I've been
bro,
there,
it's like,
man.
hey, it's business. It's business.
Yeah.
I gotta let that go. So
yeah, man. Yeah. No, shout out to my wife, Haley. I appreciate the advice.
sir.
But shout out to my wife, man. She's been there through the thick and the thin, man. So, like you said, she's a great listener. So that's why I married her. So she's a trooper, man. So
That's nice.
Yep.
Good job.
Yeah.
Well, all right. We'll end it on that note. But Parker, thank you very much for the time. This was fun, man. Enjoyed hearing the perspective from between you and Austin.
Appreciate you guys for having me, man. I had a fun time.
Yeah. Thank you, Parker.
Appreciate it.